are they killed? We don't know. They have been doing this forever. One of my favorite headlines by the New York Times is from 2014, when Israel fired a missile killing 5 people in a coffee shop in Gaza. And the headline came as, "Missile finds patrons at cafe." How did it find them? We don't know. What would have happened if it never found them? We have no idea. Or when the Wall Street Journal, just a few weeks ago in October, published this headlines: "Blast goes off at Orthodox Church in Gaza." Yes, there was a miracle blast that miraculously happened. You don't believe in miracles? Come on, it actually happened in a church. Miracles do happen. The Western media that has been lecturing us about the dangers of using religion and Holy Scripture to justify political actions and launching wars, those same people have no problem talking about the historical claims of the chosen people and their indisputable right in the promised land. Really, chosen people. Chosen by whom? Promised. Promised by whom? God? Your God? My God? Whose God? We don't know. It is funny how the West uses religion as it pleases. They ridicule and criticize brown people religions at will. Your religion is violent. Your religion is nonsense. Your religion is ridiculous, savage, primitive. You can't take political decisions just because your scripture tells you so. And yet, they openly talk about God choosing certain people to do whatever the hell they want. And this is where I get confused. If they really believe in this whole thing about chosen people, then why don't they just all convert to Judaism? If you believe that they are the chosen people, won't you feel left out? Won't you feel unchosen? I mean, the hypocrisy. We are the West. We are secular. We are liberal. We don't care about religion. But when it comes to Israel, suddenly it's biblical. By the way, the lies and the false justification that have been used to kill other people and wiping out whole communities have been recycled over and over again. 1898, the Wilmington Massacre. 1906, the Atlanta Massacre. 1912, Forsyth County Massacre. 1921, the Tulsa Massacre. 1922, Perry, Florida. 1923, Rosewood, Florida. 1931, the Scottsboro Boys Trial in Alabama. These were massacres against black people in America, and all of them started the same way. A rumor, an allegation that some black people raped or assaulted white women. That gave white Americans an excuse to kill, torture, lynch, and even burn down whole communities, displacing them, destroying their homes, hospitals, and schools. Collective punishment, gendered accusations, and displacement based on false rumors. Sound familiar? They even still use the same kind of accusation whenever people speak against injustice. When some people try to support the black community in their plight for justice and equality, they were called race traitors, self-hating whites, self-hating Americans. Same as we see today, when Jewish people stand up against Israeli war crimes, they are called self-hating Jews. And it doesn't matter how Jewish you are. The co-author of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Stephen Hessel, was a Jew. He was a Holocaust survivor. He was part of the French resistance against the Nazis. When he stood up for Palestinian rights, he was called an anti-Semite, just like that. Together with many Jewish people, including politicians, comedians, actors, ex-IDF soldiers who rejected Zionist lies, and even rabbis. They too were called self-hating Jews and anti-Semites. It's the best way to shut down the conversation. I got a taste of that myself, because my position against them, they now call me a Jew hater, an anti-Semite, and a secret member of the Muslim Brotherhood. But I'm used to that. In Egypt 13 years ago, when I hosted my political satire show, and because of my views, I was called an infidel, a traitor, a Freemason, a secret Jew, an underground Mossad agent, and my absolute favorite, I was called a CIA operative who has been recruited by Jon Stewart to use satire to bring down the country.
As Bassem approached the crux of his speech, the point where it became imperative for the video to be removed from all platforms, he courageously delved into the moral quandaries faced by the world under the dominion of modern empires. Drawing parallels between the barbarity of ancient civilizations and the present era, he highlighted how the opulent lifestyles of ancient empires were built upon the exploitation and subjugation of conquered peoples. Bassam eloquently juxtaposed the ignorance of ancient peoples, who lacked mass communication mechanisms to understand the suffering behind their prosperity, with the willful blindness of modern societies. Despite having access to information, they choose to ignore the plight of others while proclaiming their civilization and enlightenment a charade, in his view. His reflections ran deep, requiring a new